Squadron Supreme number 8 of this 12 issues run was published in 1986 with this impressive cover of a Hyperion pounding on another Hyperion, with the title saying Hyperion versus Hyperion to the death. On their way to the Squadron City, Dr. Spectrum and Lamprey were joined by whom they thought was Hyperion, who used his super speed to fly on ahead. Lamprey suspected that Hyperion was not whom he said he was, as his energy signature was different. Reaching the Squadron City, the imposter surprised Power Princess while she was working. Zarda also thought that this was the real Hyperion she was in love with. Meanwhile, the real Hyperion was watching from the other dimension he was sent to. He saw how the duplicate used his likeness to trick Zarda, but felt so helpless as he could not communicate with her. He then tried to fly as fast as he could to break free, remarking that there was no atmosphere or solid objects to slow him down. His mind snapped back to the flight that brought him to this void. He and Foxfire were visiting a prison when he saw a giant meteorite pummeling from the heavens. He rocketed through the air to deflect it. But he was blasted by some sort of ray emitted from within the falling object, which was powerful enough to hurl him out of his world into this timeless limbo. When he regained his senses, he saw that either he split into two separate beings or someone has taken his place, and he became convinced of the latter possibility. Although he pushed himself to the limits, he failed to break free, but he suddenly saw someone in the mist and thought that it was another opening to the earth, but realized that it was another man stuck in this void. It was Hyperion's old opponent, Master Minos. Hyperion thought that it was Minos who sent him into this limbo, but Minos revealed that he was also trapped in this trans-temporal zone. He explained that a month ago he took out the other Hyperion from this very void and recruited him to destroy the real Hyperion. Minos admitted that he was inside that meteorite which blasted Hyperion with the ray that displaced him. But the other Hyperion double-crossed Minos and came back to kill him, forcing Minos to flee into his own dimensional projector, and he became stuck in this void. Without his power source, Minos could not activate the controls in his armor to send himself back. He admitted that Hyperion's atomic vision might work as a power source, but before anything, he wanted to make a pact, that in exchange for his help, he wanted Hyperion and the Squadron Supreme not to behavior modify him or abridge his freedom when they return to Earth. Hyperion did not agree in the beginning, remarking that Minos was a criminal and that it was his mission to save Earth from his kind, but he changed his mind later on and said that he would agree to the deal if Minos promised not to interfere with the Squadron or its Utopia program. Mocking Hyperion, Minos gave his word as a criminal, then told Hyperion to focus his atomic vision on the induction coil on his chest, which was his auxiliary power source, until he tells him to stop. Hyperion did as Minos told him and hit the coil, until he was told to stop. Minos tried to leave without Hyperion, but Hyperion managed to get hold of him, and they both were transported back to Earth. Hyperion let Minos fall down to his lab, knowing that his armor would protect him from the fall, remarking that he did not want to abridge Minos' freedom in any way. He then headed to the Squadron City and broke into the team's meeting. He knocked the impostor out of the building, explaining to the team that the Hyperion who was sitting among them this past month is an impostor. Zarda could not believe that she was romantically involved with a duplicate. About 40 miles away, the two Hyperions clashed in a death fight and started exchanging punches. Their strength was evenly matched, but one of the Hyperions managed to knock the other into a nearby mountain. The battle raged between the two, where they both crashed into Mount Rushmore, where one of them knocked the other with a powerful punch. Hyperion then lifted a chunk of the memorial and tossed it at the other Hyperion, who destroyed it with his eye beams. The two then blasted each other with their eye beams, which clashed with large discharge of energy. The team then arrived, where the impostor remarked that he could hear Zarda's voice but could not see her. Hyperion told the duplicate to give up, cause he would die if the atomic fireball reached him, but the duplicate refused to yield and said that unlike Hyperion, he knew what life was about, and remarked that he would die before he gives up. Hyperion finally managed to overpower the impostor and blasted him with the atomic beams, which burst his eyes and knocked him down. He then pounded on the duplicate to kill him, forcing Zarda to ask Lamprey to interfere. Lamprey, however, said that he was programmed not to drain any fellow squadron. Dr. Spectrum then used his power to hold Hyperion back, but remarked that he could not do so for long. Hyperion could not see Zarda, who told him to back off and told her that the duplicate killed her husband and that he wasn't really human. While disintegrating, the impostor admitted that he killed Zarda's husband, saying that he would have done anything to keep her love before dying. The book ends with Zarda holding the body of the Hyperion duplicate in her arms and weeping while she was surrounded by her team. I liked this fight, in which Hyperion went all out and did not hold back against the impostor who tried to steal his life. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching and have a nice one.